Hey everybody, time again to look at a retro CSS battle. This is one that I've never solved. You see this score of 596.59. That means that I never got to 100% on this one, even though I submitted a bunch of different solutions. So the solution I've got is this combination of a clip path that is this thing here, so you can see that, right? And then several radial gradients, so red to do this different circles, and then here's this one to do some of the colors, and just extraordinarily complicated. So, but clearly, I did a bunch of things 7 months ago that did not work. So let's look at it totally fresh. What can we do to do a little bit better on this guy, if anything? So I'm going to use my blank template and set the body. Just do all the normal stuff that I do. And the first thing I'm going to do is set a margin of auto on this, 0. So margin, so I think rotate is a part of this. I think that's what I'm saying. And I don't believe I was comfortable using rotate before, so let's try this. If I do aspect ratio 1, and then put this background as this, and then margin of some number, 40, and auto, then it'll center. So this is the first part of this one. So maybe this needs to be a little wider. I'd like it to be centered. I think that the solution will be centered, but I might be wrong, and this is a tricky one. 4, 5, 6. Okay. So now we're going to use a border radius of 50% to see if that matches. And the answer is kind of, which is not what I wanted to see. Not really what I wanted to see. How about 103 pixels, 103 pixels, and 0, 0. And then we rotate this 45 degrees or minus 45 degrees. Is that any better? It's not great, is it? Not really great. Okay. So is it a different number? 43, 42, 41, 40. So if that could be right. 1, 2. And that is kind of fitting, right? Oh, and that's pretty good, but it's still not right. Okay, so let's not use auto and do a number. 100, 110, 20, 30, 40. So this number is too high, 43, 42, 41, and then less, 39, 38, 37. Again, we're sort of moving this around and trying to find a number combination that gets us as close as possible to this guy. But it is definitely tricky to and I think what we're also seeing is this is not wide enough, is it? Because this aspect ratio is just not right. So that's using the margins after the fact. Right, so do we have an impact on the, so that's not great. So 43 and 147. And then, so I'm going to have to put 0 margins there, so I really understand what's happening. 1, 2, 7, 8. Okay, this needs to be wider. So right now we've got a width of 106. What happens if we make it wider? 8, 9, 10. And in fact, can we just do 110? That's pretty good. 137, 138, and we're using margins to move. Oh, that's pretty good. I almost feel like we got a shot at this. All right, so if that's the case, then how indeed? So rather than border radius, let's do this all on the background. We're going to do a radial gradient, sorry. Radial gradient is a circle at 50%, 100%, and then it's transparent on the middle, and then this color, and then transparent. And we will do, if it's, so the middle, so it's a 110, then it's what, 55 pixels? 30 pixels? That could be it. And then if we move that up, put that 0 minus 20 pixels, 30, 40, 55. Aha! Not bad. So this is too big, 25. All right. Not terrible. I like that. I think we are going to need this color here. So now let's clobber this. This is what we've made. With that sizing. So let's actually just keep that there. So we need, what else do we need? We need a linear gradient. Let's do that. So I'm going to do next we'll do this, the small circle. We need it. It's obvious what it is. I believe it's a 15 pixel. So we'll do circle to transparent. 15 pixels. So there it is, but we got to move it now. And the way to move it is to move it horizontally. 20 pixels, 30, 40. There it is. We like that. We like that a lot. All right, next. Next we need a linear gradient. So one of the assumptions about this is that the bottom half of this S is going to be done the same way. I wish that were an obvious conclusion to draw, but it is not. So we're coming, but let's stay focused. 30 pixels and then transparent. So there it is. And then if we move this down, so it's top corner 0 and then down, and then repeat on the x-axis only. So then now if I move this down, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not too bad. All right, so on the body, let's go ahead and put that blue back. And then, in theory, so here's another one. P plus P Can I... So my options are, it's currently rotated. Let's just flip it upside down with scale. Scale -1. There it is. Oh, that makes me so happy. And then let's do a translate. Or a margin top. Eight. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Is that doing anything? I'm actually not sure that's doing anything at all. Oh, because it's... is it the margin bottom? No, it's margin top. It just needs to be negative. Okay, so less negative. Did we get it? Let's see. Nope. It's totally different. So that's perfectly aligned, but it is not the same thing at all. I prefer my shape, but what are you gonna do? Okay, so what do I need to do? So right now this has got margins that are this. Are there margins to align this perfectly? Maybe. So let's do a -41 here. And then this number, 4, that's worse. 3, 2, there it is. Do we have it? Let's submit. Let's find out. I hope it's 100%. It is 99.9% match. It's awful close. It's awful close though, isn't it? I certainly feel better about this code than I did about the prior code, but it is certainly not right. 130. 29 looks better. 25.5. 8.5. That could be right. 2, 1, 3, 2.5. And now it's just a numbers game. We just keep playing with these numbers to see if we can get something that aligns better. 99.9. It's possible. I'm not going to solve this. That's disappointing, but you know, what are you going to do? We must try and try and try. It sure feels aligned, though. Is it possible it's something like this linear gradient? No, it's not that. Maybe this position. I don't think it is. There are also heard tell of tricks related to a blur filter. Blur. Something like that. That might help. Not really. Might look a little better. Maybe a little. So this is actually kind of making me think. See, it's less noticeable, the difference. Let's not totally give up on the blur. What if we just did blur on the second one? Why not? Let's try it. keep trying stuff. I'm gonna try very hard. All right, let's get rid of that. What else can we try? I'm just going to keep trying numbers here on this margin because I think the margins have a big impact. 5, 4, 3, 5. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. Keep trying. Gotta keep trying. Sure looks like a match. Is there another approach to try? That's sort of the interesting question here. Is rotate the wrong way to do this? Is the rotate wrong? That looks a little better. Looks weirdly better. Let's change. Oh, that looks even better. Alright. So we've got a slightly different rotate. How about 3, 4, 3. Let's try that. Each of these seems incrementally slightly better to me, but my eye is getting fooled. Well, oh, and then that's definitely worse. All right, what other approaches can we take? Because this feels like it's not going to get there. So in the prior examples that I had, okay, so I had, all right, start from nothing again. Difficult as that is, let's start with a radial gradient and no margins, nope, and just the body, yep, and let's see if we've gotten any better at gradients. Radial gradient, circle, pixels, did we say? No, it's like 25 or something. And then I'll put this gold color in the background and try to align this at 50%. How about 90? 1, 2, 3, 4. How about 200 pixels? 1, 2, 96. Okay. So does that mean I can do this? No. It means that I think I need to do this maybe. Okay, so minus 40 over, or actually nearly 0. And then minus 66, minus 50. Not great. Not really great. Okay, to 3. Gotta keep trying. It's just not great, is it? Curves, definitely harder. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that might be right. So here we're going to do that same thing again. And in this one, I'm going to copy this and then make that like that. Okay, so a little lower, 60, and a little further. Alright, so there's my 2 circles. And I can variabilize this for whatever good it's worth. We'll call that the A gradient. So this is RA. This is RB. Okay. This is what we got so far. 2 little circles. So then what can I do? And I think the next one I want is the little dab, the little V circle on the ends of this. So that will be like this, and like 10 pixel radius. Do a var B, and there it is. Too small, about 15. Great. And then we'll move that 10 pixels minus 50 pixels, 20, 30, 35, and 60, 70, 80. Closer. So I need this one to be here. Clump. And we need another one, which is positive and negative here. Something along those lines. Okay, so let's get these numbers right. And I'll put the blue in the background. So now I can move these around and feel better about that. 4, 3, 2, 1, 2. Okay. 30, 5, 36, 37, 38, 9, and then down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what I've got so far. Now, here's where I was trying to do that stripe down the middle. I think the next, if I augment the blue circle with on the line of this orange. Does that help me? Maybe. Let's do a red. That's not where I want it. It's this one. And it's not the red that I want. I would like it to be 40, 0, 50, 55. So that's the color. So what did I mess up? This is where I was doing the covering GIF, or GIF, yeah, covering the can I make this work? Can I create a shape that will do exactly what I want there? The answer is maybe. Maybe not. No. Oh, so I think I don't want that. But this is the C gradient, radial gradient. Circle. At 55 pixels. And then transparent. I can't skew that gradient to include an at value on it, right? But I could do that on an element, but I have the same problem on an element. So let's see what's next. Semicolon, bar, C. There it is. So if I move that same center, do I get it for free? Yes. And the same one, also the same center. So I've got the same thing that I got there. Now I want a linear gradient. So that's what I've got right now. So what I want is to create so let's do that. I'm going to show you the background, the default color way in the background. Yeah, there. And I'm going to create a size for this. 100, put it at 0, 0, and then it's 100 pixels by 100 pixels. And then no repeat. So I want a shape that will cover all of this. So let's move this over. 100 pixels. So everything that's wrong, and we'll use just these two colors. And actually we use the two blues. So it's really undoing. Oh no, that makes it harder. Okay, so I want to move it down. Not that far down. 8, 7, and then over. 10, 20, 30, and it needs to be taller. 200, too tall. 1.8. Too low. Too low. Too low. So 65. 64. This is not shaping up really well. I want it to, but it is not. 4, So what shape can I make that will, yeah, that's, we actually need a much more limited scope to make this do what we want. We need to cover this. So rather than that, okay, so here's the parts. Linear gradient. Red, transparent. 2 pixels, then we need an angle. So this is where we're headed. And so that's, we want an angle like 40 degrees to start with. Oh, and this unfortunately will clobber other work. Yeah, so that's terrible. So what I need actually, do I need my friend the conic gradient? Maybe. Let's do a conic gradient. That is from 120 degrees transparent to 70 degrees, and then red. This is conceptually what I'm trying to do. Okay, so I do that. Okay, 130. I want to align 31, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I want it to be aligned with that. So we'll do from at, and right now it's 50%, 50%. So we'll increment that. It's over a little bit more. 1, 2. Actually, no, it's minus. Nope, it's 48. And then up 4, 6, 38. That's looking like something. So that's this is what I'm trying to do. It does look to be dancing around a little bit, and that's terrible. But that's a proof of concept for as far as I'm concerned. Okay, so we do another one. This one is the flip side of that. So we add 180 degrees. And then this is lower. Oh, no, that's wrong. We want it to stay exactly where it was, I think. Do we? Yeah. Well, no, we don't. We don't want it to be exactly the same. We just need to be lower. So it's 60. There we go. So we need to be over more. 50 and lower. And then lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. And maybe we've gone too far. 50. And that means this is 55, 56, and then over more. 1, 2. 52, 51. We're on the right side of that. 50. And then down. 7, 8, 9, 60, 61, 62, 63. And then, so that's what we got so far. Not totally the prettiest thing ever, but it is kind of working. Kind of. Not super great, is it? So this is the other one. 63, 64? No, 63, 62, 63.5. How about in pixels? How about that angle be a little bit different, huh? That's slightly better. Let's try it for that one too. Okay. All right, and then in the background, linear gradient, which is going to be blue, and then the yellow, and then the blue again. And let's call it 40%, 0, 60%, 0. 41, 42, 43, okay. And then that is 59, 58, 57. And let's submit that. If I don't get it with this, then we're done. Yeah. So that is another solution, and gets at the kind of the painstaking nature of some of these. I think it's close. I think it's awful close. It's painful to give up right at this moment. Adjust these angles again and retry. Submit that. Did we get it? Can't tell if we did. It's still 99.9%. So both these approaches are imperfect. I mean, obviously, it's a big S. So if there were a font, why not load the font that does this? Why do it this painstaking way? Because it's fun. That's why I do these. It is frustrating not to be able to accomplish a 100% match, but it's definitely a learning experience each time. So we did it 2 ways. We did it with elements that was then flopped upside down. I thought I had what I needed there in terms of shapes. It looks pretty good. When you scrabble over it, it sure looks the same to me. I hope you enjoyed this, and hope you're having a great day, and take care. Make a web page. So make a web page and share it. It's actually really fun to make CSS and HTML. All right, have a great day. Bye-bye.